to the bedroll next to the one that you just threw Wicked onto, and you just plop right down, practically face down, and fall right asleep. You have no trouble sleeping.
Nice.
And you have sweet dreams.
At first, the way you narrated it, you said the way that I said Wicked. And I thought you meant like he's gonna fall down on the sword and bust his head open.
Oh, you like
not that one.
Story.
Hey, you
there
disregard
were two
that one.
wicked ones. And since now he is the sword.
Oh, wow.
stay over there, sword boy. You're a sword, not a spoon.
So Wicked and Twisted go to sleep right away. What do the rest of y'all do? Do the rest of y'all go to sleep? Do y'all stay up and share ghost stories?
That
I mean, we don't really need to have a
Neo
watch.
and Green would do.
No. That hut will let us know if something's trying to even attempt to get in anyways, if it can ever get in it.
Yeah, I could maybe use a blast from that bubbler there, Punches.
Sit by the fire. Check out
thank you.
these mushrooms I found. And yeah,
Ooh.
by all means. Blast
Can
it,
Can I identify these mushrooms using my survival skills?
Make a nature check.
Nature check.
I'm gonna, I got enough that I can dry
8.
some, put some
An
in some
8?
tea.
Mm-hmm.
They're white, and you're confident based on Neo's competency in survival and living out in nature that these are indeed edible. That's about all you know about them.
These are the boom.
Nice.
Dig it.
I want to head back out and try to look for more sticks and rods and nuts.
I thought you were
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Some twigs and berries.
Are none of the twigs and berries already in the tent not suitable?
They all passed
Really
out.
Some
not.
people have a wanderlust. You can't hold it back. You can't hold it back.
All right, make a survival check for me, Twisted.
Alright. Survival. Alright, so I've got a 15. 8 plus 7.
At 15. Then yes, you do find some very suitable kindling for a fire. It's rather dry and it's not like moist or anything, so it'll burn easily in a fire.
That's good. Corbin, I can't get it out without a knife. You're just gonna have to do without. Do you even have a battery to replace it?
All right. So Neo and Green, you guys share stories by the fire. You compare mushrooms and you reminisce. And as the night continues on, you start to get a little sleepy. And do you all go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, some bed ways is right ways. Hey.
And Neo spontaneously develops a character voice.
Hey, that's the power of the bubbler.
So who wakes up first? Who would wake up earliest in the morning?
Me.
That would be me.
You would, Twisted?
Yeah.
All right. You wake up and what do you start doing?
Washing myself.
All right. You pull out your water skin and you kind of pull out a small little basin you have and you pour some water into the basin and you kind of wet your face and wash yourself a little bit. And then you look up and you look out onto the wilderness around you and you see a couple of large reptilian creatures kind of scourging about They're kind of like, sniffing the ground, not far outside of your outside of your hut. What do you do?
Alert the others, but quietly.
All right. You rouse the others. What do you guys do upon being aroused by Twisted?
Yeah, tell me what happens when I arouse you.
Well, I'll let everybody know that as long as we're in the bubble, they can't see us or hear us.
Oh,
But
really?
it's about to disappear soon because 8 hours is the length of a rest. So
Speak your piece.
I
All
got
of
my
y'all
chest
Have a good yell.
all of y'all wake up, and yes, it is very early morning. It's not, the sun hasn't fully risen, but you all are able to see naturally out into the wilderness out in front of you. And Twisted, make a nature check.
Alright.
What's the memento where you can warm yourself by the fire? Faceless, you got that shit, don't you?
I'm sure I do. I bet it's an emote, is what it is. I bet there's one where you roast marshmallows
I
too.
thought there was one where, like,
Everybody sits in the
the
bonfire.
fire will make you do it. Like, the fire will make, like, the...
Oh, that one. Hold on. Dismiss yours.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Campfire kit. Actually, I'll put it over here. Actually, it's going to be like many minutes before it's able to be redone. There it is.
Perfect.
Uh-oh. Heard mud.
But yes, Twisted, being the first one who noticed these large reptilian creatures, did you you look them over, and what was your nature check?
17?
17. You recognize these creatures. They're very large Hajmoda. You've seen them around, wandering, kind of in the distance outside of Vermin's Gates. You can tell that they have very hard shells. They seem like they're very large and they're very durable.
Wow.
And they don't seem to pay, like, you're inside this tent and you know that this tent offers you this Lehman's hut offers you protection, but they don't pay you any mind whatsoever. They're just in the ground and kind of digging at the ground a little bit, trying to dig stuff up.
I give everybody two
yes.
good berries.
Everybody take your good berries.
Awesome.
No worries.
You know, I ain't ate the last ones you gave me, but thanks.
Well, then they
just the
disappeared.
same.
They only last for 24 hours.
Oh, all right, well. Gotcha.
Can I dip the berries in my alcohol?
Infuse
You
them?
can.
You can't.
Sweet.
But eating one will restore 1 hit point
We could
And
candy them.
and nourish and sustain you for a day.
Maybe we could preserve them, like make goodberry leather. Like,
Can preserve them for 24 hours, and they magically disappear.
I could perform some type of magic and turn them into gummies. You just don't know about the chemical yet. Just secret.
As long
And
as
Twisted
it ends up
introduces
being, like,
processed
gummy berry
food
juice
to
from
Tamriel.
Gummy bears.
Wow. Gummy bears. Love
Magic.
those.
They drank that shit and it just
Excuse me,
started bouncing around.
not harmful processed food. Magic.
Science. Oh, at all. alchemy is chemistry, so
Well, I'm pretty sure they probably had like gelatin if
I know
there's
they had jello for sure.
livestock. Yeah.
All we gotta do is go in there and get us some sodium bicarbonate. Bingo.
No pressure.
Well, what do we need to do next? Like I need to get a couple things. Um, so maybe we need to go to another town and
What about the guys outside?
Yes, the Hajmoda are still outside. You can tell that with it, and you have about approximately 45 minutes left of the tent. The Hajmoda are still there. They don't seem to be moving or anything. You do see in the distance some, harpies flying around in the distance, but
Do they know we're
and
here?
you see like maybe one little jaboa hop by, but that's all the wildlife you see around. The most
they know
prominent
we're
ones
here?
are. They don't pay you any mind. They don't look up at you or anything. They seem, what's the word, preoccupied, digging at the ground and kind of sniffing at the ground. But they are very close to your tent, to your hut. What was I saying? I was just saying you also brought a Moira with you, and she's starting to rouse from her unconsciousness. She's very someone make a medicine check.
I'm a +3.
I am a +7.
Do it.
15. 8 plus 7.
All right. You look her over. She's very bruised, and as she kind of arouses, she seems to be somewhat in pain. And
She's aroused?
oh, she is aroused, and she has arisen. She doesn't stand up. She kind of leans up. She kind of holds her ribs, and she kind of examines herself a little bit. She seems very bruised. You can tell, twisted, that that she will not be able to walk on her own.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But she looks around and she says, "Where am I?"
Could I cast a healing spell on her so she can walk again?
What do you cast?
I'll cast.
I have healing word if we both could do it.
Sure. I'll do a healing word at. Well, let's go 3rd level. Actually, I'll do Prayer of Healing at 3rd level. That's a lot more healing.
All right. What does it look like when you cast a spell on her?
The Prayer of Healing. I just start giving her chest compressions, and humming the tune of "Staying Alive" to myself while I do it. Keep the timing right.
You start giving her those chest compressions, and she kind of coughs a little bit, and those chest she says, "What are you doing?" But then as she says that, she's like, "Wait," and she kind of lifts her arms a little bit, and she stands up, and she says, "That feels a lot better. Thank you."
Yeah, 22 points of healing.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I said, she stands up on her own. She starts walking around the hut on her own. She seems, she still has some bruises, but she seems capable of walking around on her and maneuvering on her own.
Is she fully
you can top her off if you want, Wicked, or you can save your spell slot.
twisted? But I have it built into my staff.
Built into your what?
My staff.
Oh, yeah, fire away. Couldn't hurt, right?
Right. So I throw about my staff, and then I poke her in the eye, and cast healing word.
You lunge your staff toward her eye, and she says, "What are you doing?" And then there's a flash of light, and she kind of looks over herself, and all of her bruises seem to be gone, and she looks comfortable, and she looks very well off. She says, "Those were both of those were very weird, but I feel a lot better, thank you."
Ah, well, Zura be praised.
What he said.
Oh, Azura, you say?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of her. I don't know that much about her. I'll have to look her up.
Oh, I'll tell you all about her some
Yes,
other
you
time.
will.
We need to get going.
How
Somewhere.
can we get out
I
of
don't know
here
where.
undetected? Can we stealth?
I think we just need to get away from this city. Is there another town or city nearby?
Moira says, "Yeah, yeah. Wait, what happened? Where am I? What are you guys doing here?"
We rescued you from that dungeon.
Oh, my God, that's right. I completely forgot.
Me too.
Last time I saw y'all, you were in the palace. Did you guys escape the palace successfully? Did you? I don't remember that much.
Yeah, you were pretty fucked up, but we got you out. And now we need to stay away from town for a little while till the heat dies down. And I kind of need to get to a town that has a jeweler.
She says, "Interesting. Yeah, if you're saying that we were caught in the palace or anything, then yeah, it's probably not safe for us in the city if we if we were caught in the palace and whatnot. And yeah, you're right. We should probably just go to a new city. Where should we go? We could go to. Well, you know what we could do. I've kind of been holding it close to my chest, but I do have a ship that I have access to. So we don't have to go to another city in Rimmen. We could, or in elsewhere. We could go anywhere, really.
Which, any suggestions, Myra, since you have the ship?
Well, I was thinking, and as she's about to say that, a Gerbera hops into the tent, and it runs up to you, Nia.
Oh, what does?
A Jerboa, a little mouse,
Oh,
Ooh, the gerbil.
like that thing behind me.
It came into the tiny hut.
Oh yeah, you know what? It digs under the hut. It digs under the outside. It digs a little hole, and it comes out from under the hut itself, and it hops over to Neo, and it opens its mouth, and his druid friend, Lady Orgma's voice comes out of it.
Scary.
And she
cool.
says, her voice says that she's been looking for you. She's received some news recently that she thinks pertains to you. And she says, if you receive this message, come find me where we last had tea.
Okay. Please stay a spell. Warm yourself by the fire.
The jerboa closes its mouth and it starts scratching at its ear.
I'm gonna pour
And
it
then
a
it kind
drink.
do you pour it into a cup, or do you just pour some drink, Nick?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually try to just pour it over the thing.
Oh, on top of it.
Yeah.
And what is this drink? Is it ale?
What a dick.
Yeah, it's some ale.
You pour
Look
some
thirsty,
ale
little
on.
guy.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Okay. 25.
Dang, look at the
25. You
posture,
pour it
huh?
right on top of this jerboa. It does jump up and actually make an animal handling check too.
Okay. Eight.
8. You pour it right on top of this jerboa, and it hops up in the air, very startled, and it jumps in your direction. And it launches off of your armor, and it seems very distressed. And it runs out through the hole that it made at the edge of the hut. It crawls out and runs away.
As it should.
Dang it. Last time that worked a lot better. Those little guys should really like ale.
All right. So Moira says, "That was interesting. I think I recognize her voice. Is that Lady Orgma?"
Was.
Hang on. Yes. That was her. I recognize the voice. Pretty confident. So, but I might understand your trepidation of a talking mouse. So I'll go alone. But I'm gonna go.
Go where?
Yeah, where exactly?
To our tree.
Are you sure it's safe to go alone?
As
We should go
twisted
with
where it is.
It's over there.
Interesting.
Is it back in town or is it
It's
out here?
Never we're no, like never, yeah, it's fine. I'll go by myself. I want to go by myself.
okay.
And don't try and stop me.
Oh,
Don't.
so we should?
We should.
No.
I'm confused.
Don't try
Should
and
I
stop
go
me.
with you to the tree?
I know you're gonna go anyways because you did that way. You did all the day.
At this point, you guys estimate that there's about less than 10 minutes left of the hut remaining up. What do you all do? The two Hajj motors are still outside, very close to your tent, and they're still kind of digging and sniffing around to the ground.
Should we kill him and then go on?
Well,
Another
let's
day?
just we don't even need to kill him. We can just sneak out of here and go to this place with rolls with punches that he doesn't
Should I
want
try
us to
to
go
feed
to.
them some ale?
I already killed them. Like someone's bear been over and attacked them. That's why I helped.
Same through here.
What I mean, it's first light, right?
Yes.
Yes, the sun's starting to rise more. It's starting to get more bright out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
it's
say
fine.
anymore. It's not first light anymore, but it's still very early morning.
I mean, we'll have afternoon tea just like we did before. So, I'm not totally fussed. I gotta get wet. You dry skins, I tell you what.
You want some ale?
You got enough? I'm just gonna go down and I gotta wash up. You know,
For your date?
Yeah. It's not a date. But yeah, I gotta get wet.
Is this like a
And
night treat? Tree visit.
Make a survival check, Neo.
and I gotta find some flowers.
Didn't you go hunting for herbs?
Yeah, I mean, if I got this stuff for tea, I gotta make sure I got it all.
Mm.
What did you say? I'm sorry. What kind of check? Survival?
Survival, please.
Oh shit, yeah. Same roll. 23.
Nice. Then yeah, you put your nose to the air and you kind of sniff, and you can tell that there is a creek about a half a mile south from you. It's not too far out of your way on your way to the tree where you last had tea with Lady Orgma.
Yeah, which was
And
way over yon.
yeah, and you know that water hyacinths are not uncommon to grow near water sources, even here in Rimmon. At this point, you have like less than a minute left of the hut staying up. What do you all do?
Can I do cast a message to them to see what their business is, what they're looking for? You don't have to know
To
where
who?
I am. Hashimoto's, or whatever you called them.
Hold on.
I
I'm not
think we
breaking
can
up, am I?
ignore 'em. No, you're fine.
Just a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I can't
I was
go.
hearing some crackling, but
It's not a date.
Are you
No,
sure?
I got
But I just can't show up smelling like skooma and campfire.
If it's not a date, then you're good the way you are. I mean,
Yeah,
always
you
make
go
us
to the
smell
beach.
you.
Did you not see, like, I know you can talk to people, like, in their minds, but, can you send messages via mice?
Yeah.
Don't you have a cantrip that you can cast that can clean them up? Twisted.
No, that's me.
Oh,
No,
that's you,
no.
Wicked.
I don't need no makeover neither.
Give him a makeover. It's just a
What do we
cantrip.
need? What do we need? What do we need?
You're
What
a
do we
mess.
Yes, you look like crap. So I use the cantrip to make his clothes very clean and
need?
presentable.
I'm headed to the river.
okay. So real quick, Twisted, to answer your question, you are capable of casting message onto these Hashimoto if you want to. However, based on your knowledge of these Hashimoto, you know that they don't speak common. You're not able to actually communicate with them.
Would you stop?
All right.
But
What
Neo,
do you want to ask him, Twisted?
I was like, I know you're out lurking about. Are you looking for anything? Are
Okay.
you dangerous?
All right. I'll cast Speak with Animals. And I'll ask them. I'll let them know that we don't mean them any harm. I'll drop the hut first so that they can see us. I'll say we don't mean any harm. Wondering what they're looking for. If there's anything we could help them with. And what's going on? What's new?
make an animal handling check.
$14.
14. As soon as the hut drops, you communicate all this to them. But as soon as the hut drops, they kind of rear their heads up and they kind of they kind of back away a little bit. They kind of seem a little on edge, but they aren't charging you or anything. They kind of look at you. They kind of tilt their heads as they look at you, and you hear them say in low, gruff voices, they were digging for edible roots in the ground. They're curious.
Okay.
They don't understand where you came from.
Okay. What information can you give us about nearby locations and monsters?
They tilt their heads again. They say that they're not. They say, as far as monsters are concerned, they kind of make descriptions about humanoids that don't look that different from you, but that carry weapons and bows and things that are often used to chase them down and kill their kind. They also talk about humongous flying lizards in the sky that they aren't familiar with. Those seem to be their biggest concerns as far as threats to them.
Ask them where the closest town is, other than the one we just left, since you're wanting to find one.
Yeah, can you tell us about any nearby locations that are towns?
Hold on. They you after when you talk about towns, they kind of seem a little confused, but you kind of describe settlements and or packs where others of your kind of reside, and they kind of look to the south, and they reference a huge well, hold on. They reference a town to the south. They describe it with that has a lot of lanterns, and I mean they don't actually use the term lanterns or anything, but shiny lights. You intuit that they're lanterns. There's lots of huts there. Several others of your kind. They kind of point their noses toward the direction of Rimmon. They say it's not nearly the size of Rimmon, but it's much smaller and a bit more rural. And there are huts and people of your kind there, not far to the south. About a half a day's journey to the south.
Okay, I'll transfer all this information to the group.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so you want to ask him anything else? Let's leave him alone.
I'm good.
Okay, all right. So we'll leave you in peace, and then let's get heading somewhere.
All right. They start walking away. So Neo, you already headed toward the creek, right?
That is correct.
All right. Neo starts running for the creek. So what do you guys do?
I'm going.
The rest of the group.
While he's at the creek, I'm going to frolic about in the tall grasses and look for pretty flowers and mint and lilac.
Definitely not following me.
Well,
All
you
right.
just went to go get wet, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm helping you out to make you a pretty bouquet for your
uh,
non-date.
not a date.
Not a date. Just so you know. And the mint to help keep you fresh.
Not a date.
Okay. I'm helping to make up for the last, follow about.
Well, Twisted, you go into some grass and make a nature check.
I did. It's a 24.
Nice.
17 plus 7.
Then yes, you find some very, very nice looking wildflowers. and they smell very nice. You're able to make a pretty presentable bouquet. You're not a professional florist or anything, but you think it looks pretty darn good.
It does.
So Neo, you make it to the creek. None of the rest of the group follows you. What do you do at the creek?
Wash up,
All right.
get wet.
You get in the water. You kind of take some of the mud and you kind of put it over your skin. You moisturize or your scales. You moisturize your scales. You swim in the water and you get nice and moist. As you're swimming around, you see a couple of water hyacinth growing on the sides of the creek.
I love hyacinths.
You take your little reptilian nose and you sniff at them. And you think they smell very nice, and you pick a couple.
Yeah, just
Anything
washing
else?
up, getting wet. You dry skins wouldn't understand. You gotta get wet.
I like to get wet too.
You definitely have a deeper appreciation for moisturization than the rest of the group. But yes, after approximately 20 minutes of lounging around in this creek and immersing yourself with the nature around you, you feel very, very, very moist. You feel very your skin feels very nice and supple. And you emerge from the creek. What else do you do? I forgot to ask what. I think at one point at one session we were like, wait, Neo's not wearing any clothes. What clothes do you wear? Do you just wear a loincloth?
No, I have my robes on. What I look
Okay,
like
you
now
have
is
robes.
what I.
I gotcha. Then yes,
Never
before you got in
been
the creek,
naked. No, other
Before-
than like when, maybe once. Like when
Then yes.
everybody else was too.
then yes, you get out of the creek. You put your robes back on. You notice that they look cleaner than when you last looked at them. You intuit that Wicked had cast some prestidigitations on them before you ran away from them, from your party. And so, do you head over to the tree where Lady Orgma you last saw her?
Yes.
All right. You make your way toward that direction, and you do see Lady Orgma at the tree where you last saw her, and she has a camp set up there, and it looks very similar to how it was set up when you last met her there. And she has a pot of tea brewing over a small fire. She has a plate of small dried fruits and rations near her, and you see her you see something in her hands. Make a nature check.
She's got something in her hands.
In her hands.
Something in her hands. 13.
13. She's holding a lizard. It's a large lizard. With a 13, you can tell that it's not native to Rimmon, but you can't tell exactly where it's from. And she's kind of like holding it in her arms, and she's kind of like, kind of coddling it, like kind of tending to it. And she looks up to you and says, I assume you've got my message.
I did indeed.
Well, come, have a seat.
Is up?
Well, it's about this creature here. And she kind of pats the ground near her, bids you to come make yourself comfortable.
I did want to like run over there and see if I could remember, but it's not worth it. Sure, I'll have a seat and try to get a bead on this lizard.
The lizard, it has its eyes closed. It kind of opens them every once in a while and looks around, but it has its eyes closed. It's not like scurrying around. It doesn't seem to have a lot of energy. It's not resisting Lady Orgma holding it. But it doesn't look very well. She says, I found this creature recently. I wasn't close to Ribbon. I was kind of traversing across the wilderness. But it doesn't seem to be well. I was conversing with it yesterday. It's not from here. It seems like it was injured. I've been nursing it back to health. I say injured. I think it's been poisoned or something. And it says it's not from here. It says it's from very far away. And based on what it's saying, I think it could possibly be like, are you from Black Marsh?
Roundabout, yeah. Roundabout.
Yeah, I venture from the kind of lizard that this is that it's possibly from Black Marsh, and it based on what it's been telling me, it sounds like it's been running away from something. It
Well,
sounds like that. Go ahead.
this thing in Black Marsh could be running away from a whole host of shit. But I don't know that I recognize it right away.
I mean, the lizard is she's referring to this lizard in its hand and her hands that she's talking to, and she's saying that she was conversing with the lizard, that the lizard was running away from presumably Black Marsh. She says that this lizard was describing this great horror, and it's where it came from, and it was running away from it.
Yeah. Remember the tea? The tea we had with anyway, I had a vision of a great horror.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
How exactly did you have this vision?
You know, sometimes you remember the tea?
Oh,
Anyway,
yes.
I smoke a lot of skooma.
She says, I can tell. She kind of leans in and is like, you kind of smell a little bit like it right now.
The hyacinth failed me again.
It's not that bad. I just have a very keen sense of smell. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate you washing up for me. And she winks.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
She says, but yes, I remember. I brewed this isn't the exact same tea that I brewed last time. And she says, oh, yeah, in fact, I do recall you put something extra in the tea that I gave you last time.
Oh yeah.
Do you recall what that was? I don't.
The hiss sap.
And she says, oh, well, that perhaps. So I don't know a lot about the Argonians, but it's my understanding that the few Argonians I've met, they all had very strong connections to the hiss trees, and
Yeah.
they all
It's a
seem
thing.
to, yeah. And I don't know all the details. They all seem to consume hiss sap and converse with the hiss trees in a mysterious way. Perhaps that's what caused your vision.
I mean, the hiss sap is the mother's milk. You dig? But
She says, speaking of milk, and she pulls out a small bottle of milk. Do you take milk with your tea?
yes, please. And might I recommend whilst we're on the subject of tea, these mushrooms that I found, I prepared them just so. A little bit of milk in your tea
She says,
helps with
she
the
says,
absorption of the effects, we'll say.
she says, oh, Whitecaps. I've never tried those in my tea, but I'll try anything once.
Oh yeah, bottoms up.
She takes one and she takes out a knife and she chops hers into fine pieces and she puts into her tea and she drinks from it. And she says, that is not bad.
Right? Earthy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an oaky afterbirth.
Well, you all enjoy your tea and you sit there more and you. What else do you all talk about?
So what do you think? I mean, what do you think is going on? What big dark horror? You talk
She
to these
looks.
animals. This lizard seems to have an understanding.
She caresses this lizard more and she says, "It must be a very, very big deal, whatever it is. I mean, I'm not from Black Marsh, but my understanding of it is that it's not a mild climate. It's full of lots of uh, natural predators uh, and other threats. And the wildlife there is very hardy. Whatever drove this creature from that land must have been practically an existential threat to the region.
Um,
And like I said, this creature seems somewhat poisoned or something. Whatever's causing this threat must be harming the biome on a grand level and affecting the water itself.
you certain it's poison, eh? Didn't get a hold
Yes.
of some,
Well, I
you
say
know,
poisoned. It's
25-hour good berries.
Oh, not. I don't actually. I don't like good berries. I've offered some good berries and it did eat some of it, but I mean, I skin somewhat deteriorated when I first encountered him.
Yeah, this is heavy duty. This is heavy duty, for sure. I mean, if the Hajj, the Hajmoda don't run you out, the Wamasu will. And if the Wamasu don't run you out, those giant damn turtle-looking fucking things will. I mean, certainly. And then you got all the bugs, and all the plants are trying to kill you. So if all that didn't run him out, yeah, this is heavy duty, Doc.
Lady Orgma says, "Well, I'm going to take a little more time to heal this guy up, but I'm considering taking him back to Black Marsh and seeing what's going on. Would you like to come with me?"
I think that would be a hell of an adventure to roll out. But I must confer with my colleagues. In fact, I was in such a haste to get here, I forgot to grab the flowers that one of my cohorts, uh, a bouquet. Delightful. You'd have loved it. So I must confer with my compatriots.
Okay. Well, while Neo has been having tea so far, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting for everybody else to get ready to hit the road.
I'm ready.
All right. the rest of y'all are closing up your camp, and the Hajmoda left y'all alone. Green seems eager to head south in a direction that the Hajmoda indicated. Do the rest of y'all follow him?
Yep, I'm ready to go.
Do you all intend to wait for Neo, or do you all want to go ahead and head south?
How much longer will Neo be? Is he pulling an all-nighter?
It's not a date, he says.
I'll leave it up to Green to decide.
Yeah, we'll wait for everybody, and then we'll decide where we're gonna go.
Okay.
Whatever happened with the suggestion from Myra's ship?
Right? That's an option.
What kind of locations did Myra have in mind for this ship?
She said, "Well, it's parked. I mean, it's docked in Senchal, far to the south. It would be quite a journey to get there. But once we get there, we could go any number of places. We could go to Black Marsh. We could go to the Somerset Isles. We could go to it would be quite a journey further, but we could go to Stormhaven. We could go to I wouldn't suggest going all the way to Morrowind, but we could go there.
Would these be like new adventures?
I've never been to most of these places before, and I don't know how welcome I, a sea elf, would be there, but I imagine there would be adventures to be had there.
All right. Yeah, I politely I thank Orgma, and I say I must make haste. They're an impatient lot, and it's not that far of a ride. I ride back to tell them what's up.
Okay. Lady
So
Orgma
I'd
stands up and
like,
says,
I know there was some kind of like, there's a tree and there's a shadow, and I just
Go
don't
ahead.
remember.
That's basically all there was to remember. So as you're leaving, Lady Orgma stands up and she says, "Well, would you like me to come with you, or should I wait here?"
So if I were a gambling Argonian, you know,
You are.
I'd say they are in a big hurry to, you know, we gotta kind of like get out of Dodge for a spell.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, like, you're in these, you have obligations, right? And then sometimes stuff goes sideways, you know what I mean? And then, you know, whatever, and all this stuff. And then people need rescued. You gotta rescue them. And
Are
if
you in trouble? She
want,
says.
nah.
Yeah.
Me?
Oh, wait.
In trouble? No. It's not like that. We just have to leave town for a while. That's it.
That sounds like something someone in trouble would say.
See if she wants to go with us.
So that's the thing. Well, or, you know, you incite a revolution, you finish the revolution.
What kind of revolution?
You know how it goes.
Go insane.
Sometimes you, like, if you want to make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Let's get a
What
cracking.
what I don't want is, somebody who to get in the way. That's all. Like there's a lot of innocent people
Ah,
in the city.
are you saying
Is
that
it
there's a
is it
revolution going on
our
in the city?
call? You've heard of the usurper queen.
I have. I don't know all the details.
Anyway, it's of this whole thing. I feel you. I'm not from here. Like, is it my fight? But like, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, I gotta go talk to my dudes.
Okay, I'll just wait here. And she sits down.
Yeah. It's not far. I'll be, I'll call you. I'll be like, hey, yo.
And she
I
says,
can't
and
send like mice or nothing, but trust me, I can get a hold of you. You can get a hold of me. Anyway,
yeah, she says, I'll wait here. And she says, speaking
you
of
want
eggs, I'm
another
hungry. And
dose
she
of
pulls
them
out.
mushrooms?
She says, sure. She pulls out a couple eggs and starts making herself some scrambled eggs. And if you give her some more mushrooms, she'll shave those in her scrambled eggs as well.
I highly recommend it.
All right. So do you head back to where you last saw your group?
Well, I mean, and then some south to the road at the very least, right? Like,
All
I
right.
know, I know what's going on, and I know that you guys would be champing at the bit.
So you all start making your way south, and not long after you start walking, you run into Neo heading in your direction.
All right. How was your date? They're not date.
It's not a date. It wasn't a date. So
Mhm.
dig
How was your
this.
lady meeting?
I crushed it. Y'all should have seen me.
Hell
Killed
yeah.
it.
Whoop whoop.
Had her
High five.
like eaten out of the palm of my hand.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
Shouldn't you be eating her out of the palm of your hand?
sure. So
Tell us
here's
more.
the
Tell us more.
here's the here's the deal. Here's the deal. So this is what's
It's been
going
a
down.
long campaign.
Look, I know we got some shit. We have, like obligations, right? We're we got to find these damn totems. We got to
Hmm.
uh and do we finish what we started? We go in there. I know we haven't like confronted the usurper queen, but anyway, it's just we've busted into the palace twice and let a complete blood